While app has transformed the Mahopac Teachers Association in many ways through its four pillars: increasing member participation, strengthening political action, expanding community outreach, coalition building, community engagement, and improving communications, our LAP plan over the past 2 years has included a way to address each of these pillars. But today's presentation will primarily focus on expanding community outreach, coalition building, and community engagement. The very first thing we did as a LAP team was to rebrand the Mahopac Teachers Association. We used a website called logotournament.com, which has graphic designers bid on your business by submitting ideas based on a few questions you answer. You then work with the chosen artist until you're satisfied. We were able to go from an academic logo to a more organizational logo with more bold colors and showing the MTA's affiliations and solidarity. Once we had the new logo, we needed to get it out into the community. So, this past year, we distributed gifts that were branded with the MTA logo to every incoming kindergarten, 6th, and 9th grade student. That is over 900 students, which means we put over 900 MTA logos into the community at the start of the school year. Kindergarten students were given a book with an MTA sticker on the cover. 6th grade students were given a water bottle with the MTA logo. And 9th grade students were given an MTA branded folder. We also set up an online store so that MTA members could purchase new apparel, and we distributed t-shirts to all MTA members. In addition to the logo, our focus was on finding a partner in the Mahopac community. We were able to do that with Community Cares. Community Cares is a local charity that helps Mahopac families in need, and primarily families dealing with cancer. This local charity has also helped some MTA members and their families as they dealt with the dreaded disease. In the past 2 years, we have developed a strong coalition with Community Cares, and thus far, we have raised nearly $10,000 for this amazing organization. Raising this amount of money is no small feat. It has been done by engaging our members in a host of events. Our two most lucrative events to support Community Cares have been our Tip a Teacher Night and our Wear Pink for Community Cares Dress Down event. These two events alone have raised over $6,000 in the last 2 years. Not only have they raised a great deal of money, they've helped get our members more involved. So while we are focusing on community engagement as the main LAP pillar addressed in this presentation, by doing these things, we are also incorporating other pillars like, in this case, increasing member participation. Our Tipper Teacher Night allows us to partner with a favorite local restaurant to raise money for Community Cares. Many members from each of our 5 buildings volunteered their time to take orders, serve food, and clear tables. Our students and their families come and pack the restaurant, many willing to wait for a table and the opportunity to be served by our members. In just a few hours, we're able to raise a great deal of money for a wonderful cause. Our Wear Pink for Community Cares Dress Down event is probably our most popular event as measured by member participation. Nearly all of our members wear pink for the day and make donations to Community Cares. We also partnered with our school district and varsity football team to be able to collect donations at one of the home games and then present the check at halftime of the game. This allows us to push out into one of the largest community gatherings for a great cause while also expanding our community outreach. One of the keys that we have also learned in doing this work and creating these partnerships is that the association must get credit for its work. Therefore, everything is done with a public presentation or local newspaper coverage. In our work here in Saratoga, we came to the revelation that the only way to truly engage the community and expand our outreach is to be recognized for all of the efforts of our members. Our biggest LAP-sponsored event thus far was our first annual charity game show and holiday craft fair. The MTA hosted and presented this one-day event in December. The goal of the event was to meet more members of our community, spread the MTA brand, and raise money for our school organizations and charities. By all measures, the day was a huge success. The MTA had a booth that was staffed by members throughout the day. The booth served popcorn and asked community members to enter their contact info into a Google Doc in order to receive a raffle ticket for a television. We also handed out MTA-branded items to children and those that made large donations to community cares. The idea behind the holiday craft fair and game show combines high-volume traffic with a solid mix of varied interest groups. The event provides an opportunity for teachers, students, and other staff members and bargaining units to work together towards a common and popular goal. The event brings community and voter foot traffic into the buildings as they watch public schools at work, doing the things that we should be recognized for. The game show is done in a family feud style, as we see ourselves as a family. The raffle money and door donations are then donated to the charity of the winning team. The craft fair helps build relationships with local businesses and vendors. The Teachers Association also prominently takes a table and offers free items for donations to the adopted charity. When and if the time comes that we need to distribute political or local information, the table can easily shift into propaganda mode. We also partner with our PTO to help promote the event. In our first year, we raised $800 for the PTO and an additional $800 for Sean Soldiers, a cancer charity founded in honor of a middle school boy who tragically lost his fight with the disease. The event puts teachers at the forefront of charity, organization, community outreach, and coalition building within our community. While our coalition with Community Cares has been our largest and most successful, we have also partnered with other groups in the past 2 years for successful events. We were approached by Toys for Tots to help support their annual toy drive, and we have run extremely successful campaigns over the past 2 years. We have also been more active with Relay for Life. Mahopac has one of the largest grossing relays in all of New York State. The MTA as a team raises funds and participates in the day-long event. We also adopted the St. John's, a local parish, food pantry. This year alone, our food drive raised $600 and hundreds of pounds of food. So, while we have a few large-scale events and partners, we are developing relationships with a variety of groups based on the LAP principles. Not only have we developed these coalitions with community partners, we have also focused on doing the same with other unions. The MTA was one of the most active and visible local supporters of the Communication Workers of America when they went on strike from Verizon. We were on their picket lines, invited to speak at their events, and in doing so, we not only built a coalition with the local leadership, but with the many Mahopac residents that are their members. We were able to do the same with the Carmel Police Benevolent Association. As the Carmel PBA fought for a fair contract, the MTA was able to reach out and support our sisters and brothers by distributing and displaying signs of support throughout our community. Fortunately, as was the case with CWA, the campaign was a successful one and ended in a fair contract. Lastly, we partnered with the administrators, bus drivers, and custodians in our district in their battle for a fair contract. As part of this campaign, the MTA purchased T-shirts and signs for members of all the bargaining units, as well as nice lanyards with inserts that read, "Mahopac Central School District employees deserve a fair contract." This was a big step for our association because we had not had the best relationship with these groups in the past, and through this coalition, that has changed. Just to briefly touch on the other 3 pillars, we have increased member participation through not only adding these types of events, but by incentivizing their participation with our own pillar system. Members earn colored tickets for political action, participation, community outreach, and improving communication. These tickets are then entered into raffles at each monthly building meeting and our annual general membership meeting. This system allows us to track participation by building and use the data to focus our efforts on what needs improvement. When it comes to improving communication, the MTA now uses the Remind app for push text messages. We also distribute a weekly bulletin that includes updates, news, and actions members should be aware of. This year we added a new feature, so each week a video is sent to members. Some weeks the video is recorded locally and includes issues like contract questions, constitutional convention, or NYSET member benefits. And other times it's a popular video from NYSET, the AFT, or another source on the internet addressing hot topics facing union members and our profession. Lastly, we have strengthened our political action through yet another coalition. This one is with our parents. We have partnered with them to coordinate a very successful opt-out campaign in the last few years. In fact, we have the highest opt-out rate in all of Putnam, Westchester, and Dutchess counties, and we believe we're number 2 if you include Rockland County. This has given us the opportunity to engage our members and community members in politics, especially legislation that impacts education. As part of this coalition, we were also able to get our Board of Education to adopt a resolution against high-stakes testing and APPR that includes this testing. We would have never been able to achieve this without our coalition partners. We also prioritized Vote Cope and had Jeff Zuckerman speak to our membership, which resulted in nearly a 50% increase to our Vote Cope contribution. If you have the chance to get Jeff in your local, you should definitely take advantage. Finally, LAP and Maureen Rizzi in particular have afforded us the training and opportunity to improve our local. Today, the Mahopac Teachers Association is more informed, more active, more respected, and more powerful than it has been in recent memory. Even though we are leaving LAP, we have put a foundation in place that is sustainable for the foreseeable future. So, if we were giving any advice to the first or second year locals here today, it would be the following. 1, get as much credit and recognition as you can for the things your association does. 2, focus on building coalitions. The other pillars will follow suit. 3, implement ideas that are sustainable beyond the time you will receive grant money from NYSET. 4, take pictures and videos of everything. And 5, have fun. You've given up a portion of your summer. Use some of it to enjoy yourselves and strengthen the relationships amongst your team.